Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio. I would like to welcome all of our new members. We've had about 20 members join recently, and a lot of reasons why. But I wanted to give this video out for everyone to see what we've been doing and how we've been tracking and stuff like that. So I'm going to touch on a few stocks, and then we're going to look at a couple others that have potential to be making a move. The Dow is looking great. We knew this was coming. We've said this was coming, and as you can see, our lines here have been, pretty much from the top here. This line here, we'll go back a little bit, and a while ago I did a Dow monthly, okay, and I wanted to explain to everybody that this was brewing, this was coming, and it needs to happen. If we switch off to the monthly, and this is these are all the years. What we have here is you have a top, okay? So the top was working, and the top has worked, okay? And what I did is I put this box here. I figured here's after we get the double top on the monthly now, we could start the decrease and head south. And this is the strategy we did. We did come up and hit it. We've created the double top on the monthly. We came up a little bit higher than it and then pulled back down again. But we did that over here also. We pulled up a little bit higher. As you can see, the hammer right here. But if I lowered it down to the actual body of the candle, it would be totally different. And then you could see that this broke out a little bit higher, and you had the double top. So we're at the double top for the monthly. Yeah, that's about it. This box is here. I don't know. I put this here. I don't know if this is where we're going to trade and trend down to. This drop heat back here, 2006 was pretty good. 2008 was much better of a drop. Will 2013 and 2014, 2015 be a bigger drop? Well, if you draw your trend line out, the potential is there. Okay, and I'm just doing this from a technical standpoint. We could drop down into this area. Okay, it's really low, so who knows? But I'm just saying, from a technical standpoint, this is what we're looking at right now. You came up, you hit your tops. And we nailed this back in March or so. We were talking about it coming up and hitting its head and creating it. So, the volume, like I've been saying, let me squeeze this out a little bit. The volume has just been drying up. There's really no volume coming into this now. Now you're going to get your sellers. Okay, sellers are here and they're here to play. They get a lot of profit to take from back here. I mean, from 7, you're over 200%. So. Over 100%. So, lock the profits and move on and wait for the bottom again and do it again. On the daily, I said on Thursday that, probably we could, if we did come up any higher, but I didn't think we were going to, we would break down to the 50-day, break down the 50, come down and bounce off this 100-day and lower Bollinger Band. When we do come back up, at this point, it's kind of a mess, but when we do pull the bounce, let's get rid of this line for now. Okay, right now this is your trend line, so we could have a serious bounce to the upside, but we're still in a downtrend. Long term, we're not. It matches the 200-day moving average on the daily. We can run this off of this, and you could take this bottom here and run it from here, and we're still in an uptrend. Okay, so this is our trade channel right now, and we're going to pinch somewhere over like this, and then it's either going to decide to go up or it's going to decide to come down. And as you can see by my box, you know which way I think it's going to go. But we are going to bounce back up. Okay, we'll probably hit our head on this on some serious volume, and then we're going to start drifting back down again. Same thing. We're just going to keep coming top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom until we come into the pinch, and then the decision is made from there. And this is just the way it is, and that's just the way the patterns work. But it looks pretty good for a little more downside on Monday and a bounce. So watch for a hammer to hit this 100-day moving average and then bounce to the upside. We have the FOMC this week too. Who knows what she's going to say? If she says, we're going to inject more money, it's going to, be great for a bounce, but I don't think it's going to be a long-lasting bounce. Worries in the world again. A few weeks ago, the world was fantastic. If you look, we're right here. Everything's fixed. But I guess a month makes a difference, from what we've been doing for the last since 2008, injecting fake money. All right, moving on. SPY. SPY, same thing. I said the same thing. We're going to bust through the 50-day moving average. We're going to come down here and the 176 area, and then bounce off of that. So we're pretty much set up for a bounce Monday, probably Tuesday. We'll start to bounce Monday afternoon. We'll get the hammer, and Tuesday we'll get a bounce up and went into the Fed stuff on Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. But yeah, this is pretty much what we're doing. We're managing the trades. All right, a couple that we've been doing for quite some time now is let's look at Angie. Whoops. All right. Now, Angie, we were back in here at this triple bottom is where we called it, and we riding it, and she's staying true to our trend line and the time frame. Had a little bit of a punch through here on this hammer, and we held support and then bounced back up over it. Okay, and we had a big move starting yesterday, and all we're doing is coming up for this gap close right around the 200-day moving average. So we're looking at right around $20 for the move from 11. And she's doing really well, right on track. Take a look at another one that we've been doing, YRCW. YRCW is a powerhouse. Why? Because we had it back here on this cluster. Okay, this cluster was a signal. It came up on our scans. We watched, waited, and wanted to get this hammer. Once we saw a big hammer like this, that was really the key to the trade starting to form, that it was going to head to the upside. So it did. It has been moving up to the upside. Okay, and now our 200-day was support here. 200-day was support right here. We did break through it, come down and hit this support line and the 50-day moving average, and now we're back up over it. So the trade's still working. Nothing's broken about it. And from 850 to what the gap is at 28. It looks like we're just about there, and another trade complete. ALKS, that one's done now. ALKS did a great job. This one here was, I forgot where we call it, 38. 38 was the call. It was right in this area. It was this breakout box somewhere in this area. If I recall the chart video, let's see, where were we working at? I think we were working right here off this candle and this candle. Okay, so you're looking for a break of. Let me get just on top of these candles. Come on. Okay, so it's pretty much in a trade zone right here, a consolidation area, and as soon as it breaks, this thing's not moving right. All right, as soon as it breaks out of this box, okay, because this is pretty much the box that it's in right now. As soon as it breaks to the upside, and you notice it was riding the middle Bollinger Band pretty tight. It was just getting ready to bust the move with some volume. It did bust the move, and it came up to 50 for a triple top, 51 right in that area from 38, and she was a great trade. So ALKS, great job. It's still holding the support right here from the top. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens from here. Another one that was really good was AKS. We were down at 380 was a signal on this one, and 380 somewhere. Yep, it was the breakout here, and see the steps all the way up. Okay, and this hammer here was our top. You can see his chart's already marked out, and we called puts on that time. It's going to drop down to the downside, and we had two gap fills to get filled. We have one here at the 642. That one is now filled. Okay, your relative strength index is at 17, so I do expect to bounce on this one shortly, but I do think we're going to come back down and fill this gap down here at 467. So managing these charts is absolutely key to what we're doing. And trying to think of what that other one was. That's ARIA. We called the exit on that one yesterday, and I'll explain why in just a second. But we've been managing this trade for quite some time. You had a blow off top here, okay, and you've had some nice volume in it. Okay, what I want you to take note is the same thing took place. Okay, we did close above the 50-day moving average. There is rumors floating around, so it could get more aggressive. But at the same time, when after you get a high volume day, you usually go into a pattern afterwards of just consolidation, and then you get going to the next stage. Okay, so what I'm figuring is we have this line right here. Okay, is that we're going to trade right in this zone and then get ready to move higher, unless the buyout or news or something else comes into play. But these gap closes are working out really in our favor, but we're catching them down the bottom. Our scans pick them up, and then we put them on watch. I'll show you another one that we're watching right now, uh, which is setting up. It could be a very nice trade. The other one that just closed up for us was SNTA. SNTA, you can see the box is all marked out, and this is our consolidation zone, and we came up, and here's our gap, and the gap is now closed. Okay, it is riding on top of the 200-day moving average, so until it busts below it and heads south, this is still acting as support, and your 50-day is still coming to the upside. So SNTA could go higher, but right now, it's a little bit dangerous to do anything. The trade was from the low to the high. All right, let's take a look at one that might have potential. Lulu. All right, Lululemon. There's issues here with this company, but it is what it is. There's two gaps right now. You have this upper gap up here, and it actually did a head fake. Okay, we had some support here, and had a double bottom, and thought it was going to break back out and come up and close here. That didn't happen. Okay, so it didn't do that. What had happened was it consolidated for several days, and then more news came out, and then it just got punished again. Okay, so right now the difference is there's several differences on our music chart, which has 30 indicators. Technical indicators are starting to change a little bit better, more to the upside than before. We have a nice little doji or hammer, I call it a hammer, right here, okay, and we have a triple bottom in place. So we've had that here also, but no doji. We had that here, no doji. Okay, but now we have that doji. Okay, and that shows for reversal, increased volume. Okay, it's much more than the average volume, and your relative strength index is really low. So the potential here is for this to start to break to the upside, and if we get more volume, then we should break to the upside. I don't see why we can't. But looking closely, you could see you have this bottom in place here if you want to use this candle. But the main part that you want to keep your eye on is the top of this wick right here, and even this small body is closed higher than this candle. Okay, so the confirmation is going to be the break of this one and this one. Okay, when we close above that on this next candle here on increased volume, then we could get that move to the upside and close this first gap. Okay, so that's around 57, and we're at 47 right now, which is a $10 move. Okay, we do have a little bit of resistance here at the middle Bollinger Band, but I think we could break that and then either pull back down, or news will come out and something's going to go on, and we'll race higher up to the 67 before we start to consolidate again. So who knows what's going to happen here? But Lulu has a great possibility to move to the upside. Taking a look at the weekly on this one. The weekly is not great yet, but what I do like to see is this here hold a support. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. That's why we're getting that support right here. Okay, but on the daily down at 32, there is a lower gap that needs to get filled. So this one needs to be watched pretty close. But the key here is to set up what the potential for the trade is. Okay, so if you're going to work off these tops, let me give us a little more room. And this is the weekly too. If we're going to work off these tops right here, set this up a little bit better. Okay, so any bounce and move to the upside, it comes up and hits that basically. So now we're down here. So the potential to come up and hit your head on this before we start back into the downtrend is there, but the 200-day moving average is in the way. I'll get rid of these lines here. So you can see you got the 200, the 50, the middle Bollinger Band, and everything else, but we're very, very oversold right now outside the Bollinger Bands, and this thing's just been mutilated. The relative strength index on the weekly is down at 14, so the oversold bounce needs to needs to have a correction. Now, the key is to get in and on the bottom and catch it, but make sure you keep your stops. The signal was this candle, like I said yesterday, and the potential to be this being the bottom is much higher than the potential of this being the bottom or these candles being the bottom. Okay, what you really want to do is get the doji, because what that means is, okay, the buyers are stepping in, the sellers are done. Okay, if we were going to crank down lower, then I think any seller, this candle would have closed solid. Okay, so this is just a signal that we've noticed has worked as part of our pattern trading, to catch these bottoms perfectly and then sell the tops perfectly. So riding the wave, it's the way it is. All right, this is Matt over at Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio. Again, welcome all new members, and I'm glad everybody is doing really well from our videos. Several of our videos, we do videos every single night, and just about every single night. Different chart setup, different technical setups. We teach the different setups. Eventually, we're going to get into scanning and teaching you how to find these, so you could share your knowledge and become better traders, and understanding how to lay out these patterns so you can track it. The patterns are there. And we find the trades, and let you know what they are. The Fireball 5 we did was 5 minutes, a 5-minute video of all gap trades, and we listed as many as possible, and all those except for one, I think there was 15 in there, all those except for one are doing a fantastic job closing. So the win ratio is very, very solid. So come on over, it's $375, lifetime membership for the next 2 weeks. It's well worth it. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to enjoy the atmosphere and enjoy the videos. I'll be more than happy to do any video requests that any members have, so just let us know. And anything else you need, we'll be more than happy to help you. And the team over here is ready for 2014 to make some big money. All right, everyone, have yourself a great weekend, and we'll talk to you Monday.